Okay, this is Tina here. She is from Boring's Auto Salvage and Demolition. She is the manager of the company. I'm going to talk about two concepts today, ZAP and SAP. ZAP is what gives people energy to do work. It allows them to be responsible and trustworthy, allows you to give encouragement to your employees, and can help with their self-esteem. On the other hand, SAP will suck the energy out of people and discourage them. It might not be done intentionally, but it can have a negative effect on how people feel. Now, can you tell me about a time that you were SAP, Tina?
Yes, my boss, I was out, he asked me to go run a machine, and I was out running the machine, and he comes out screaming at me and tells me to get off.
And what could he have done differently and turned it into a ZAP for you?
He could have, first of all, taken me to the side by ourselves and, explain to me, this is not what, I've changed my mind, this is not what I want you to do.
That sounds good. And I'd like to thank you for your time, Tina.
Sarah, and I'm interviewing Donna Olszewski.
And my name is Donna Olszewski, and my company is Education Management Company, EDMC, about to become the Dream Center Foundation. And I specifically work under them. They're a holding company for 3 major universities, one of them being Argosy University, which I am responsible for, Argosy. They also own the art institutes of the United States, meaning like Pittsburgh, Dallas, Texas, all those places. And they also have holdings with South University, which is a large southern nursing school. My position there is that I am the digital product manager, which means I'm responsible for all digital products, meaning the digital application, the website, digital communications, digital advertising, digital marketing in general. Okay, so I was working for a company that was technically a startup, but logically had actually been in business for 10 years. It liked to hire a lot of new managers, and I was hired as kind of a golden child scenario under this young person who thought that she was pretty much, God's gift to the world. But anyway, she got a new boss, and in order to impress this new boss, she started to take advantage of the team and started to really criticize the team in a way that she thought would make us so miserable that we would quit. And therefore, then she could hire a higher level of person with higher end degrees, and that would make herself look better. In that scenario, what she started to do was, instead of encouraging us, the current employees, myself and my teammates, there were 2 other people, to learn the new things and rise to the higher level, she started making our work really hard, really impossible, criticizing every email, criticizing our English skills, saying that we had bad presentation skills, and instead of giving us the training to get us to, motivate us to rise to that level, she basically made it so miserable that the one girl quit. And then she pretty much said that she said, obviously you nailed this stuff, but it doesn't seem like you really want to do this job. And so she put me on a performance review and then said, there's issues. So they gave me a package and said, you can go look for another job, basically.
That's awful.
Uh-huh.
How did it make you feel?
Oh, terrible. However, then I looked back and said, that was more her problem than mine, because as much as it was horrible at the time, and you kind of think, why doesn't she see me? Why doesn't she understand how good I am? Doesn't she look at my past history? I'm not a young person. I have 20 years of success in my business and what I do. Why doesn't she see all that? I then started realizing it's because she had faults. She can't bring a person to the next level. She has no idea how to raise a team or how to pull out the potential or expound upon a person's potential and things like that. So they were all her faults, and those faults will get her in the end. Basically, they did, because I think it was last year they moved her into a position where they will not let anybody report to her because she literally doesn't know how to run a team.
Yeah.
So in the end, I felt good about it, but at the time it was really horrible because it was like almost like I was invisible and terrible.
Yeah. How do you think she could have taken the situation she was in and turned it around and helped you to feel empowered in the job that you were in?
She needed to give us training opportunities. She needed to give us peer-to-peer learning opportunities. She needed to get us exposed in meetings where these questions could be answered and you could figure out and you could excel and you could be creative. But she would curtail all that, where she would attend the meeting and then not tell us about it, and she wasn't a good communicator in general.
So she took a lot of
all the opportunities away
Yeah.
for us to ever see what we needed to see or learn what we needed to learn. So
Right.
she could have made those all available to us. They were right there, and she chose not to.
Yeah. That was Donna Olszewski.
My name is Dean Paloka. I am an IT business analyst for the Department of Energy's National Energy Technology Laboratory. We are a government contractor through a company called OST Incorporated.
Thank you for having me interview today. So, for our business class, we discussed a topic called SAPT and ZAPs, where when you feel zapped is when somebody makes you feel energized, become more engaged, and enhances creative expression. When you are sapped is when somebody makes you feel drained of energy, dry of creativity and motivation. As a business professional, can you describe to me a time when somebody or something made you feel sapped on the job?
Well, there was a time with a previous employer where we were all put on a special project, and we were told that we would go back to our departments after the project was over. Business conditions warranted that the executive management had to change that decision, and basically we were all notified 2 years before that we would be let go. So that pretty much sapped any energy from us, because we knew that come the end of a specific period, we would no longer be employed with that company.
How did that make you feel, like, as an individual as opposed to the entire group?
As an individual, it made me feel as if we were betrayed by executive management, but then again, the executive management had changed, so the executive management that had told us one thing had left. The new came in and upturned everything, put everything upside down, and all the promises, and not promises, but all of the things that we were told were pretty much just thrown out the window.
What could have changed to turn that sapping into zapping, even if it was for a change in the management or something that could have caused the situation to go for the better?
The only thing that could change that, or did change that, was the knowledge that you should learn as much as you can about what you're doing. In our case, as an IT business analyst at this former company, we needed to install software and deploy software for the corporation. So the only thing that turned into a zap situation is learning the software applications, learning how to do the on-site support, all of the deployment activities, knowing that you are making a difference, and you will be able to take that information whenever you try to find another position. Really no easy way to think of a zapping situation out of that was pretty zapping.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Hi, this is Zach, and I'm here with Robin, the assistant store manager at the bookstore on the bottom floor of the sub building. And she's been here since March of 2017, and we're going to hear a little bit about what she thinks about SAP and ZAP. Robin, has there ever been a time where you have been zapped or sapped?
Sapped. I feel sapped a lot because I'm new and I feel like I'm not grasping the whole thing quick enough.
Okay. How do you think you could change that and turn it into a zap?
I think to praise what we do right, on a daily basis. Oh, you got that. That was good. Oh, you did that. That was good. I think more praise and less negativity.
So, when was a specific example of when you have been sapped?
Rush week Monday was awful. The kids were everywhere. They were taking books without asking if it was the right book. I think it just could have been more organized. Um, I, it was a mess. It was chaos beyond chaos. But to zap me, she did say I did good. She said that, for it being my first rush, I did quite well. We didn't have any major episodes. So, yeah, negative into a positive.
How do you think you would turn that into a zap with maybe some of your other coworkers?
I think that I would encourage them to interact with the kids when they come in. I think I would find a way to make it more organized. There was just it was way too chaotic for me. There has to be a more organized way to do it.
Do you think attitude would help?
Oh yes, attitude.
And how like people are introduced, I guess, like how you
Receive people, yes. Because I always, when someone comes in, I always say good morning or good afternoon, and the other three don't. They just wait for you to come to the register. Or,
Right.
I always greet somebody.
You're very interactive.
I try to be. Yeah. I think I would encourage them to greet the customers, be friendly, smile.
Mm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That would really help.